Ending our group's hurricane relief project by myself and Nanya Chaudhary, Thomas Zimmerman, Jack Murphy, and Danny Sabrowski.
Naturally, when starting working on the project, we decided on looking at the issue provided in the RFP. It's in September of 2017, Hurricane Maria hit the Caribbean, causing an estimated almost $100 billion in damage, including damage to crucial infrastructure like the power grid. Maria damaged more than 85% of houses in Dominica, completely destroying about 25% of them and displacing more than 70% of the population. And as global warming worsens, there's evidence to suggest that hurricanes worsen and become more frequent, so the need for a solution becomes more important as well.
So to begin our brainstorming process, we thought of three issues specifically that we would like to focus on and cover throughout the rest of the project. One of which was we wanted to focus on the agricultural and crop destruction of Puerto Rico. Uh, at the hands of Hurricane Maria, 18 million coffee trees in Puerto Rico were completely destroyed. Could we even make a product that could be produced that could prevent this crop destruction? Then another problem that we briefly thought about was sewage leaks as a result of a hurricane. Did Hurricane Maria have an effect on the sewage system of Puerto Rico? Uh, did this affect the sanitization of water? Or could we even produce a project that could prevent sewage from interacting with the territory's water supply? And then thirdly and finally, the last issue that we specifically broached in our brainstorming process was the building and home structural integrity. So many homes were destroyed, as Jack said, as a result of Maria. What are the weak points structurally of the building? Could we produce or create or even improve a product that already exists that can be used without restructuring the way we build houses?
So, of those three issues, we decided to target the integrity of the home because hurricanes can cause, as you know, catastrophic property damage, which is especially impactful in poorer regions where people might not have the ability to recover from losing their home to a hurricane. And we decided to target the windows of a home because once the windows are protected, water damage is prevented, and pressure differentials that can result in destruction of the roof are avoided. And if the roof gets destroyed, then basically the whole house will become destroyed also.
So there are already three solutions to this problem that already exist on the market. One of them is a clear film that spreads over the top of a window that holds the shards of glass in place in case of breaking during a storm. Easy to install, potentially cost effective, and not as effective as other solutions. Metal or hardwood barriers are another solution. They attach the exterior of a window frame in order to prevent the window from being broken and subsequently allowing intense air surge into the home, which could cause the roof to be lifted off the house. Very effective, but it's pretty difficult to install, inflexible, and expensive. And then the third and final solution that exists on the market is the mesh screen, which catches large debris from breaking windows. It would be lighter and cheaper and could vary with sizes of windows. It is also considerably more cost effective than other solutions.
The goals for this product were at first to create an entirely new product. However, after extensive research, we found that there are already solutions to this problem on the market. So why were they not implemented during Hurricane Maria? Based on the faults we found in the products currently on the market, we set product goals. We found that we needed to make a product that targets poorer areas by being more user-friendly to install, as well as being in line, if not cheaper, than market standards. And of course, we needed to keep the materials within the project restriction of being 75% from Home Depot.
So, as Ananya said, low income regions are targeted, but that's not all. Both high and low income regions are target audiences, as well as regions that are more vulnerable to hurricane and tornado catastrophes. The main target audience, though, is people who do not have the time or resources to construct their own hurricane shutters or the funds to hire someone that can.
We decided on a project which we aptly named Gust Guard. Gust Guard is a window pane design, a window shutter design consistent of multiple panels that are connected together with hinges and T-tracks. Gust Guard is a solid design, which makes it more effective than a mesh or a window film. It's an accordion style design which allows for horizontal adjustability by compressing the structure, so it can fit windows much smaller than its maximum size. The T-track design allows for vertical adjustability, where the user only has to tighten a knob in the back at the intended height of the product. So it can fit many different heights of windows as well, which solves one of our biggest problems, which was flexibility for different kinds of windows and ease of installation for windows as well. The material choice was based off of two things. Materials available at Home Depot, which would be difficult to use to make a mesh design that fits all windows or a window lining, but there are vast amounts of materials available for a product like this. We chose aluminum plating for the front, which provides to protect the wood from smaller sharp debris from permanent damage, and it also doesn't rust like iron does, so the oxidation actually makes it stronger and does not look bad. And the wood choice is pressure treated southern pine, which is fairly strong, and it is advertised as a outdoor decking material meant to be weather resistant. The product finally falls into the quality of life department, as mentioned by Danny. It focuses on preventing damage to the home before the storm arises, the home being very important to whoever owns it, obviously. Products like Gust are installed prior to a disaster and reduce the potential for major home damages during a hurricane. Especially important in regions where reconstruction efforts have to be directed to infrastructure, or it's difficult to rebuild homes in general with the resources that they have.
Okay, so for Gust to be effective, it has to be able to withstand hurricane force winds, which can range from the weakest being around 74 miles per hour and the strongest being over 150 miles per hour. So we addressed this requirement by selecting wood that was rated to withstand over 12,800 psi before breaking. And we also wanted this product to maintain integrity while changing size. So we intentionally designed it with the accordion style that Jack mentioned earlier to form triangles at each joint, which increases effectiveness of the shutter. That, coupled with the high strength locking hinges, ensures rigidity and prevents gust guard failure.
It was important for us to make sure that the product was easy for the user to install by themselves without the need for additional materials or the need for professional assistance. No measurements or cutting is needed with our product. All the user needs to do is push clips at the ends of the product into the surroundings of the window so that it stays in place due to friction. Then lock the hinges on the accordion into place by twisting the key on the hinges. In addition to being easy to install, it is in line with other product solutions on the market. Home Depot's own website offers the solution shown. One would need to buy the above 3 items for protection and mounting, in addition to tools for cutting and screwing in the mounting equipment, tools that anyone might not feel comfortable using themselves. And we also wanted to make sure that no additional tools were needed for installation. Current methods for home protection require a user to purchase a large panel of weather protection fabric and then measure and cut the purchased panel down to the size of your window. This requires the user to either have power tools or a professional come out and install the unit. In addition to buying mounting hardware, this adds to the already expensive cost of the method. As you can see from our bill of materials, the cost per unit adds up to being $447.94, which is less than the Home Depot suggested alternative, while also offering more protection. This is the sketch of the wooden planks which make up the bulk of the Gust Guard's prototype design. These planks are covered with a thin aluminum sheet that provides the strength of Gust Guard and protects it from elements on the outside.
These are the clips that will be placed in the window recess of a window, which will keep the Gust Guard within the window. And then these are the sketches for both the locking and non-locking hinges, which allow the Gust Guard to fold like an accordion. The locking hinges improve the strength of the Gust Guard and prevent the design from folding in on itself.
So the last piece is the T-track slider, and this is what allows for vertical adjustability with the accordion style being horizontal adjustability. And in the bottom right, you see the image of the knobs, which is what is used to tighten or loosen the T-tracks to slide them up and down.
So the reflection on our product. What did we learn? Throughout the project, we learned about the intricacies of designing our product. Specifically, one issue we had in the beginning of our brainstorming process was narrowing down our field of focus. Difficult for us to decide on one of the many issues to solve. At one point, we almost decided to abandon Gust completely and focus more on agricultural issues. In response to our struggles, we decided to create a pros and cons list for structural and agricultural issues and voted on which one to choose. This allowed us to spread the burden of decision making to the entirety of the team and come to a decision more easily. Deciding on solutions also took us a considerable amount of time, thus carefully weighing all of our options in terms of constraints, effectiveness, feasibility, and existing products.